Welcome to the Mostly Traverse City podcast. I'm Julie Bronze.
And I'm Don Pichet.
Each episode, we introduce you to the real treasure of TC, its people.
You're invited to get to know the soul of Traverse City, one story at a time. Enjoy the latest episode of the Mostly Traverse City podcast.
I want to say welcome. Welcome to BOS Vineyards. And with David Boss, I'm Dr. Don Pichet. And this is the Mostly Traverse City podcast. We are up in Elk Rapids.
Yeah, so we're working on the Mostly part today.
The Mostly, so that's exactly right.
So we're sitting in the BOS Wine Garden. You can hear some of nature around us. It's a beautiful day to be out here. Millions of things are in bloom, and we love our garden area.
It's kind of a funny story how we met. Dr. Julie, my wife, I had set up with a gal to have a guy come in and talk about wine, and this has to be 7 or 8 years ago. And, my wife is the one who kind of drives all the what's going to go in our mouths, what's going to go on our table stuff. And there's some dude making like organic, kind of like clean wine. And he's going to come and talk to some folks in our office about wine. There was another guy brought a bunch of wine, and I saw you schlep in all this stuff. And I heard I had to take care of the kids, but I heard a little bit of your chat. Let's just first talk about what's your connection to Northern Michigan?
I got into the wine industry by being English writing and religion double major.
Oh, of course, yeah.
That makes perfect sense, right?
Yeah.
So ended up working in restaurants, fell in love with wine, and everyone in the wine industry, I was in Chicago, every winemaker or person I met said just get involved in the industry. So I moved up here to Traverse City in 2003 and 2004, worked at Chateau Grand Traverse.
Oh, yeah.
Helped open Stella Restaurant, and then 2005 moved out to Napa. And so I was always interested in organic and biodynamic farming. Some of the producers that I really liked were doing it. So when I moved out to Napa Valley, I got a job with Grgich Hills working in the vineyards, and they were starting to implement some of this farming style. So I was a vineyard manager there for 9 years. Ran 370 acres of all certified biodynamic and organic vineyards. So when I moved back to Traverse City, and so we started our wine label in 2010. So Jackie and I started in 2010 with just
Jackie
barrels.
is your wife,
yes,
right? Okay,
yes.
good. Yeah. Okay.
And she definitely, when you come in, and like everything you see that's pretty or cool or running well, that's all her.
She's the style side.
Yeah. All the behind the scenes stuff. And so when we started our wine label, we knew we were outpriced in Napa. Probably at the time I was born, like I couldn't have afforded it.
Yeah.
And so we were looking up and down the West Coast, and one day we had some friends in that were from Virginia, and we were talking about the Virginia wine scene, Texas and Michigan. As soon as they left, she goes, what about Traverse City? I'm like, I can move back tomorrow. So we started in 2016 looking at the potential of moving to Traverse City. So I knew I was ready to move back, but gave her enough of a runway for us to feel really comfortable about making that jump. And then so we did in 2017, we moved here, and then we opened up the wine garden 4 years ago. So even though we started our wine label in 2010, we're still new and kind of old all at the same time.
Yeah. And we'll dig into that. But this place, if you haven't been here,
we're right on Ames Street, right by Ethnology. So there's a bunch of quality-minded producers.
It's just this cozy little spot. It's like we're in the. Where we're sitting right here, it's like we're in the middle of nowhere. I mean, you can hear the cars a little bit out there, but what a gorgeous spot.
You can always follow us on BOS Wine on Instagram and Facebook. We're easy to find.
For sure. We've done a few events together. We've run into each other at Lake District a couple of times.
Absolutely.
And if you ever get a chance to hear David speak about wine, and whether it's his wine, the one time you were talking about some wines from out in California, this side of the mountain, this side of the mountain, this side of that valley, and I don't know what the hell was going to, but for the first time ever, like taste this, then taste that. Can you taste the difference? And but that was a profound moment for me in listening to you, not just what you were saying, but the passion that you brought with it, and the simplification of understanding that, the complex chemistry of it all.
Well, and wine is a great way for us to be able to talk about farming in northern Michigan, because we are already going down to Detroit, Grand Rapids, and Chicago, or even just locally, like Lake District when they do their events, right?
Yeah.
I'm able to go in and talk to a bunch of people about farming, where they may not come to like an apple tasting or a spinach tasting, right?
Right.
And so the cool thing about wine in northern Michigan is we get to advocate and promote all the cool things in farming and all the cool things the wineries are doing up here. And I think if anything, we just need to learn how to market a little better so people realize when they come up here, not only that it's a special place, but this place is moving greener and greener every year since we moved here.
Let's talk about that, because that was obviously that's how we were connected, because you're this guy doing something different around here.
So like anytime new people come into this space, I always feel like I've been treated so well by so many people in this industry that I have to step out and make sure that we can help.
You definitely get a sense from, my experience is that everyone wants everyone to win.
Yep. So when I first moved here 8 years ago, one of the first people I ran into said, "Oh, you can't do organic and biodynamic farming here. It's impossible." Now, granted, that same person ended up having 10 Hands Vineyard, where I get my fruit from, Tom and Claudine Petzel, and they started doing biodynamics like 3 or 4 years ago. So it is possible. And not only is it possible, it's important to remember that we need to focus on that health, quality, and vitality in the farm system. And that's what biodynamic farming does differently. And what I mean by that is, I know we don't have a 5-hour podcast here, so I'm going to keep it really condensed. Look at the wisdom of the way people farmed over 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Most of them couldn't read, but they all could grow things, and they understood the cycles of nature, right? And when Grandma used to say green beans tasted better, I don't think she was wrong. I think a lot of our nutrients in our food is not always there because of the fact that we have this agri-farming model now that's not really that old, but it has, done a lot of damage. You hear people talk about it all the time. And so I always look at it and go, hey, good organic farming and biodynamic farming can help change and bring farming back to where it should be. Right. And you see that up here. Think about how many people, how many clients you have that spend way more money on what they're putting in their mouth, right? Yeah. And I think that's where the future is not eating local for like an advertisement, but doing it out of saying, hey, how much can I grow in my backyard? Where am I getting my eggs from? Where am I getting my produce and meats from? Because it does matter. Yeah. And it is probably our best healthcare plan.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. And I watch you, I hear you, I see you, and it's not just BOS Vineyards. You're making an impact. I think we talked last time. Your work that you're doing with the vineyards out on the farms out on the peninsula.
Yep.
Transitioning them into a process that they didn't know they could do.
We have 7 small vineyards right now, 3 of which we're leasing and 4 that I work with the growers, but they're all non-certified organic and they're all going non-certified biodynamic. 3 of them are biodynamic right now. So I'm working with 2 other vineyards right now in Old Mission that we're slowly starting to get there. Yeah. Right? Because when you look at Old Mission Peninsula, about 2/3 of the vineyards aren't spraying Roundup anymore, but most of the wineries don't know how to promote it. They just don't know how to market that to the average person. And on their Saturdays, they see a lot of people, right? Yeah. But like how we start talking about all the green things we're doing in the wine industry. So I was talking about it as shades of green, and I know I'm on the crazy dark.
Oh, you got to lead.
Yeah. And you saw it in that New York Times article, right? Yeah, we got in there, but it could have been anybody, right? But they talked about all these different farms up here moving in the right direction. And so when people in mostly Traverse City, right, talk about tourism as a negative, I go, no, we want tourism and we want better tourists. We want tourists that are coming and thinking about healthy options, right? Whether that's eating, saunas, wine, food, boating, how they do things. Right. We want them to have that elevated experience, so we're bringing in the right tourists.
Yeah, and living, and we get the luxury, if you will, of living in this environment where the choices are becoming easier and easier and easier for us on a day-to-day basis. I remember when we moved back to this town in 1995 to try to get a dozen organic eggs. I mean, there was only maybe 3 dozen in the city. Yeah. Do you want to elaborate any more on some of the process, or let's maybe talk a little bit about what you see happening with the wine industry, 5 years, 10 years down the line in Northern Michigan?
So what I see is we, as an industry, are growing. The last 8 years, I've seen a lot more young people come into the industry, which is great, right? We're trying to diversify the industry, but also I've seen this huge turn towards quality, right? 20 years ago, any of the wineries that were here 20 years ago, you know what they were doing? Making whatever wine they could to survive, right? That meant selling them at grocery stores, that meant cherry wine, it meant whatever, right? Focus on quality and meet with people when you're trying to sell anything with quality, right? Aim for the right people, right? Like in your practice. Yeah. Can't be everything to everyone.
No, you're exactly right. Yeah, you're exactly right. Someone's new, or let's say they're visiting Traverse City. What would you suggest to them? Hey, if you're here for a weekend, you got to make sure you do. What would it be?
First off, if you're only here for a weekend, you can't do it all.
Well, okay, we know this.
So,
yes.
So I always look at it quite often when I'm going to be specific here. When industry folks from Detroit or Grand Rapids, my friends that work in restaurants, right?
Yeah.
They're chefs, servers, sommeliers, whatever. They come up, especially this time of year because we are in the summer. Like, get to water, get to Sleep Virgins, but go grab to-go food at Crocodile Palace, a bottle of wine from Lake District, and go sit on the beach, go enjoy nature.
Yeah.
And we have so many great hikes up here, and our restaurant scene is amazing, right? Like, I love all the great food and places we have up here. The food and wine, you will find it. It's everywhere up here. So if you're over by Elk Rapids, I would tell you to go see my friends at Ethnology, who are making some of the best spirits, and Waterfire's just up the road. Also another great winery. Town Line makes great cider. So like, if you're over here on the east side, stay on the east side and do all those things. If you're in Traverse City, you got a whole nother thing, and then in Leelanau, you've got probably several different things.
Yeah, you don't need to go driving for a bunch of
no. And so I think that's the amazing thing right now is if I just think of all the things that have been new since we moved here.
Yeah,
it's so many awesome things, right? We could do a whole podcast on just new businesses that are focusing on quality wine and food in the last decade.
Yeah,
and it
is amazing,
and that's what I love to see.
So I like the beach idea, like that. Take this one to the bank, stop, grab some food somewhere, some cheese, some spirits, some wine, and go have a meal on the beach and watch the sunset. Oh my God, that is. And we take that for granted in some ways.
I think we do, but I think one of the cool things that Jack and I have tried to do with our kids is try to be on the sand for 100 days and on the snow for 100 days.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're just walking down, hopping in, hopping out, right? Like, we live in an amazing place, so I always feel like we don't want to take, we want to take full advantage of that.
Let's say someone's made the jump, they're moved here to Traverse City. How would you suggest they get plugged into community?
I think there's some really awesome communities up here. So depending on what you're looking for, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we have, like for us in the wine industry, there's a great wine industry community. Like if you're working at a winery, you're gonna get plugged in.
Yes,
with other people in the industry.
Watching that spirit. I didn't mean to cut you off, but like there is a collectivism within the wine industry.
Yep. I think inside the wine industry up here, it's pretty tight knit, and you're going to find some really cool people that want to meet other people.
And for sure, if you are new to this community, and maybe I'm going out on a limb, maybe not. Reach out, connect with Dr. Julie and I. We'd be happy to host you, to bring you along to Lake District Wine Company or out here to David's place. Mm-hmm. You guys keep this thing going year round out here. David, when we do these podcasts, what I'm struck is I've probably filmed maybe 25 or 30 of these things now. The amazing, gifted, talented people that live around our little part of the world. Everyone has a superpower. Sometimes they don't recognize that they have a superpower. So I'm going to ask you, David, what do you think your superpower is?
Because I've listened to your podcast, I knew I was going to get this question. I'm not sure I'm any clearer on it now, even though I knew it was coming, right? So that's definitely not my superpower. I would say it's going to be focused around education and galvanizing people together. Like those are the things that I really love. Like our team at BOS Wine, everyone on our team is just a rock star, and we have so much fun here because they all are so committed to education and service and quality and all the things we talk about. And so it's a lot of fun to, you rolled in and we were like, most people would say, oh, you guys are having a meeting. Yeah, but we're having fun.
Yeah. Well, that was evident. Yeah.
It was like, hey, this is the direction we're going. This is all the cool things we get to do. And I think on the bigger picture, that education on the farming side, I found that throughout the years, especially with moving to Michigan, but even before that, really being able to educate people on what organic is, what biodynamic farming is, and then helping them succeed. Right. So there's the education within that. Hey, I'm going to go out and I want to help people do it.
Yeah. So and I'm going to mirror this. I would absolutely say that your superpower is to share and teach the difficult principles in a really simple way. You do a great job of that, David. At least in my perspective, when we were talking about this in one of the classes that I went to, that is absolutely what you bring to this community. And like, we don't get better unless we learn something. It's one thing to experience great wine. Oh, this is good stuff, great. Yeah. Well, why is it good? Well, you ask better questions.
I had to take this esoteric French style of biodynamic farming and dumb it down for the Midwest boy I am. Right. If I'm going to go talk to people, whether it's in a restaurant or it's you on this podcast, and also doing it, right? I think that's a lot of it. I can explain to you biodynamic farming, but like, once you go out there and you're in your garden, you're in your vineyard, you're going to experience it, which I think is really important. Yeah. I can ask you all about your practice, but until you get somebody on that table, right? Until you explain in your office where you're sitting with them, like you have with us, and then watching that transformation happen, right? Just outside of that space, it's really hard. Yeah. And I think, in this last couple weeks, I've been in the vineyards a ton, and it's fun because I feel like it doesn't matter how old I get or how many years I've been doing this, I'm still learning from plants. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's the truth. That's then, that teaches you, you're a knowledge seeker and a teacher at the same time, so, which is awesome. And by the way, I saw one of your videos the other day. You were standing in a big old hole, pulling out chunks of dirt and talking about them, and I thought, this is really cool. I mean, you don't just teach. You're in there digging it out yourself, and you are first I have a vineyard and I make wine. That's what I do first, but your gift in teaching is amazing, and I'm grateful for that. I want to thank you for being part of the Mostly Traverse City podcast. We are gifted to have you in our community, to have your passion for helping not just the farming, how it helps the wine industry or the farming industry, but it helps the whole world. Yeah. And that vision is big, way more than one guy can chew, but you're building a team, you're building a following, and we're part of that. We're grateful for that. Thanks for being with us, Dave. Thanks for watching the Mostly Traverse City podcast. And if you want to learn more about BOS Wine, you want to come on out here into Elk Rapids and check this place. Check the show notes. All the information will be in there. BOSwine.com. Come visit us, and cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for tuning in to the Mostly Traverse City podcast. Until next time, stay curious, stay connected, and keep living your own kind of magic.